Hello, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Broussard Homestead. So far in the show, it looks like we've um, somebody accidentally got deleted. Their messages did. I'm looking at Canadian Mind and Body Co. All the Things Acres, Built on the Rock Homestead, Vicky B, The Tinkerer's Wife, and D. Lewis. So far, hello everybody, and welcome. There's Lynn the Okie.
Not
Good
sure
to see
what
you.
happened there.
Yeah, I'm sure it was an accidental comment removal. It's all good. Built on the Rock, the ones that you can't see. Built on the Rock Homestead says, I have a house full of food but can't open cans. Cut up stuff, barely asleep to cook. Probably should say barely able to cook. So plenty of food, just can't prepare it. Oh yeah, there it is. Able, not asleep. When folks show up at my house, I hand them a cans and a can opener. Nice. I'm looking.
Michigan Daffodil was timed out. Isn't it showing?
Michigan Daffodil was timed out?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
No,
not seeing
Built
that.
on the Rock was.
By Michigan Daffodil.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was an accidental click. I don't even see Michigan Daffodil here in the chat. She might have. I'm sure it was an accidental button push. It's all good. Sorry, Kiri.
Hey, Barb.
You'll be back soon, I'm sure. Hello, Barb.
Oh, let me pause this. All right.
Can't seem to get enough water in my body. It's so hot. Scruffy Transportation, Pasadena, Texas. A little closer to home tonight. Good to see you, buddy.
He's all over the place. We talked to him just the other day, and he was in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, how is everybody's week? Ours has been pretty busy.
Busy.
Because it gets so hot here in the summers, and it's not very bearable. Muddy mess homes. Oh man, it's not very bearable to work outside midday. So summertime is when we do our spring cleaning, our deep cleaning. So this week was all of our food. Haven't done anything. Had to get out and back in. Very odd. I can't I click on Built on the Rock Homestead, and the only actions I have is to make things worse. I can't.
Yeah, don't do that.
You know what? I'm gonna add you as a moderator and see.
Brett, how far is Pasadena, Texas from you? That would be a question for Scruffy because I don't know.
I added Built on the Rock Homestead as a moderator. Maybe that'll help the situation. Okay. Pasadena, Texas. I'm not even sure where Pasadena, Texas is. Texas is flipping huge. So I'm not sure. We are in Southwest Louisiana, about 20 miles east of Lake Charles. So it's probably 50 to 60 miles to the edge of Texas for us. Hey, there's Kiri. Hot here, she says. Welcome back, Kiri. Tina Ladybug, hello, welcome. Looks like you're from Texas. I think I'm right. based on your logo picture.
2 hours and 25 minutes.
That's not terrible. Where's that? Whereabouts?
That's not right.
No.
I'm not sure exactly what this track is doing, but it made a complete circle. So hang on.
Oh lordy. East Texas. All right. Canadian says testing 1, 2, 3. Are we missing you? Are we missing something of yours? Oh, yeah, you're talking about Built on the Rock. 157 miles to your driveway. Good grief.
Yeah, 2.5 hours
Okay.
from here. So.
The Jewish redneck prepper, Shalom. Shalom back
Joe
to
and
you.
Sheila are traveling to Beaumont.
All right.
I
Hi,
bet they have
Sheila.
an event going on this weekend then.
I don't know if this is going to help. Not really. It's like at that sweet spot where it's just not
Increase
nothing's
your
helping.
font.
I did.
Oh.
It's just a little funky.
Do you need to increase it again?
Good Lord.
Well, you could be like Lippy and like normal people can read it from like 2 miles away.
Drops. It's been a while. Hello and welcome. 47 miles to a Walmart. We're about 20 miles from the nearest Walmart, roughly.
Yeah.
That's where we went today. We went to Sam's and Walmart. Spent
a good bit.
Oh Lordy, I'm ashamed. Spent probably $500 just restocking, and we're gonna do a pantry tour here shortly because I realized after 5 years on YouTube we haven't done one yet. So we're gonna kind of talk about what we've got and hopefully pass along some inspiration in that video. This week we made Miss Lippy's sweet relish, sweet pickle relish, and you talk
that
about
was last
good.
week, but yeah.
And that's been since the last live stream.
No, it wasn't. We made that video last week, wasn't it?
You're second guessing yourself now, aren't you?
Kind of am.
July 9th, and today is the 13th.
Oh, wow. Last week was the pickles. That's what it was. The fermented pickles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got one. Yeah. We started our first YouTube videos were in 2018. And we had kind of a rough start, a rocky start. We made one video and sat there for 6 months because we didn't do another one. But let's see. I was going to say something. Oh, Drop says, honestly, we can everything now. We do quite a bit. You'll see that in the upcoming video.
And we're in the process of learning like to can as much as we possibly can.
Hello, Claude. Welcome to the stream. It says 8 blocks from Walmart and 1 mile from Meijer. Best of both worlds. We don't have Meijer here in our area. We're totally missing out. We do have Kroger, Albertsons, Market Basket. Rouse's is a good little grocery store. I say little. It's a really nice grocery store. They've got beautiful fresh produce. And seafood, fresh seafood, fresh meats, much like the Krogers and Albertsons of the world. We think of Walmart, or I do at least. I think of Walmart as kind of a necessary evil. They're
cheap.
They've got us. They've got us by the short and curlies. They keep things cheap because they can do the volume stuff. If I get to a point where I can totally get away from Walmart, I will sing the praises. But for now,
there's so many items that we use.
Well, it just makes
far
sense.
Cheaper.
It makes sense to spend less when you're stocking your pantry. We do kind of a multifaceted approach. We're very much into homesteading and eating better, healthier, but also having the volume. We're stocking up at this point, so not everything is the healthiest option.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure that we have a good stock for in case the powers that be completely ruin the world.
Speaking of stock, we made bone broth this week.
Oh, nice segue. I like that.
It took you a minute, but yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not reading that. I did read it, but not out loud. We made 10 quarts of beautiful bone broth, chicken bone broth this week. I'm cleaning out. I cleaned out the pantry, our working pantry. We cleaned out the overstock room. I cleaned out the fridge and that freezer, and then I'm working on cleaning the big freezer. So
we talked about getting decaf coffee today and totally forgot because I didn't put it on the list.
no, because
So-
Katie was with us and she
So
was. a
this is just,
distraction.
it's ice water. The coffee, that's what I'm missing. I had a rough night last night. Just interruptions. Didn't sleep a whole lot at the firehouse, so I'm not doing coffee tonight. This is Amy's latest chicken stock. Did you talk about how you did it? I wasn't fully paying attention. So we had, upon cleaning out the freezer, the big stand-up freezer, we had some chicken necks and backs
From the butcher.
from the butcher 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they were still good. Some of them were a little freezer burnt. So what she did was she put them in the instant pot to cook them quickly. And then when
I probably should have just put it all in the stock pot and just let it roll, because I did the 3 rounds in the instant pot, and wow.
well, as they would come out of the instant pot, we'd let them cool, and then we'd take them over to the table, and then we'd debone, and all of the little flakes of meat. It was there no seasoning at all, or was there a little salt?
There was
No seasoning. So the little flakes of meat, we packed those up in some little vacuum seal bags, and just a little bit in each bag, and we're gonna have those for like chicken salad or what have you back in the freezer.
But now it's cooked. I'm planning on canning some gumbo this winter.
And then there's no salt in the broth either.
No.
So yeah.
I'm planning on canning some gumbo, at least gumbo juice, this winter time. So those packets of chicken can be added to the gumbo juice and make a meal. With a little bit, of course, a little bit of rice.
So yeah, instead of that chicken just sitting in there. There's Tammy. I was thinking about you today.
Oh. I've been kind of wondering.
Instead of that meat still just sitting in the freezer and just
losing
nothing
it.
or
Instead
losing
of losing it, we decided to make something with it.
Yeah, we've made it into a couple of things that are usable now.
Michigan said my one cherry tomato plant has over 100 tomatoes in different sizes. That's awesome. I have one tomato plant. It's not a cherry tomato plant. It should be, though, because the tomatoes are only about this big.
Well, that's
the size of golf balls. But the heat and the drought is really taking its toll. But it's finally, since we've gotten a little bit of rain, it's finally starting to perk back up a little bit. And there's actually 2 tomatoes out there. I pulled 2 of them off of there that are ripening. So we're going to be able to get a few now. But as long as I can keep it alive until the brutal heat is done, we may end up getting some fall tomatoes. So,
Mary Beth Smith, hello and welcome. But those cucumber plants are just knocking it out of the park.
Oh, I've got cucumbers everywhere. Now I did decide there's probably 5 or 6 of them out there that I'm letting them go. I'm going to let them fully mature, and we're going to harvest those for seeds, because I definitely want to plant those again next year.
I'm going to ask Barb, since she's in the chat. Barb, have you tried saving seeds off of those Sumter cucumbers? Because that's what we're going to try to do and see what happens.
You can use them for slicers or sauce.
Had a deep freezer go out on the 4th. Oh no. Canning like crazy. Oh, at least you have a plan.
Yeah.
Isn't that such a blessing to have that plan instead of just throwing it all to the road?
See, if we were closer, I'd be over there helping.
Right? Pathways Homestead, hello and welcome.
I'd be over there like, what do you need me to do?
Well, you know, when 2020 hurricane season, Hurricane Laura was the big nasty one, and it was the first major one of the season. We were hit by a few. When that one was coming in, for 3 days before that storm made landfall, Amy was canning meat from the freezer because we expected an extended power outage. And I was back and forth to work, but when I was here, I was helping. A lot of it she did by herself, but it was smart because we ended up being out of power for 14 days, 13 or 14 days. But we did, after 4 days of no power, no nothing, we borrowed a generator because at that point we weren't as ready as we thought we were, and we ran some power to the freezer, and turns out after 4 days, that's a newer freezer with a real good seal and everything. After 4 days with no power, the food in it was still safe, and we were able to refreeze it.
Well, some of that,
I say refreeze it. It was just getting to a point where it was, some of the stuff in the door was starting to get a little bit pliable. And
some of that was because
it stayed frozen pretty good.
By canning, I was able to combine both of the freezers and into that one, and just like
stuff it
as full as it could be. So Tammy said, yeah, you would be, but lucky for me, my company was right up in it. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
That is awesome. That is awesome blessings. Pots and feed sacks. Want to let the goats clean the garden for me, hopefully.
Any perishable, they just give us the leftovers. 1 week, a whole bunch of asparagus. Oh, awesome. We ended up getting a whole lot of sweet potatoes like that because Amy's mom ended up with those from helping with a food pantry. She didn't want it, whatever. She passed them along to us, and we have.
Well, she saved some for her.
Cases of quarts of canned sweet potatoes now,
and they are so good.
And we took one of them and started rooting it in a cup of water and made slips, which went out into the garden, and we ended up with 4 5-gallon buckets more of sweet potatoes off of that harvest.
A couple of those are in the pantry, and they're growing, so I'll be able to make slips off of those.
Unlimited food hack.
I lost my lemon balm. It did not make it.
Oh no.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a sweet potato slip in there. We may end up with a sweet potato vine around the dining room.
Oh man.
Still cost me to replace the freezer, but hey, having a canning training. Oh man.
Well, okay. Well, think of it this way: you spent $1,100 and got something brand new. Amy spent $1,100 and got and lost something.
Oh, my tooth pulled.
We had to spend. Well, actually, it was $1,300 to have her tooth cut out.
Oh,
But it was giving her so much trouble. There was no choice.
It was, but oh man, I wish I could have just done it myself.
It's been close to a year now, I think.
I don't know, but
feeding the lettuce to the chickens, right?
6 cases of lettuce. Wow, you're not gonna eat any of it.
So our I'll show you guys in the video that we make of a pantry tour, but we have, you may have seen it in some of our videos already, but we have a ton of cabinets in the pantry. Good grief. We have a ton of cabinets in the kitchen. Okay. First of all, now, so we do stash a little bit of food in some of those, but we live in a double wide manufactured home.
Stop, would you?
It's fancy. You got to hold out your pinky when you say. So we chose this floor plan because it was the only one on the lot that has a walk-in pantry. It's not very big, but it's a walk-in pantry. That's full. This is a 3-bedroom layout. And when Katie, our middle daughter, moved out, that left us a room that was available to do what we wanted with it. So
It has become our overstock room.
over time, it has become our. I guess you would call it a deep pantry. So it's more of the bulk stuff. The pantry that is a pantry is more of a walk from the kitchen because it's right around the corner. Walk from the kitchen, grab what you need, and come back in here. And then the other room is more of a restock for that pantry. Gary with Pathways, welcome.
Prepper tip: Ivan taught me those nice, soft, thick towels we love. Not if you have to wash them by hand.
Oh, yeah.
I now have a supply of nice, thin towels tucked away.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I never saved the Sumter cucumber seeds. This is the first year I've planted them. Oh wow. We've done. I've never planted the Sumter until this year when you gave us the plants, Barb. And I thought, well, this is new. I've never even had these types of cucumbers before. I don't know if they're going to be any good. I have not found not a single one, even the ones that I've eaten that were probably a little overripe. Not a single one has been bitter. And I'm really particular about that, even with this drought and the heat and everything. And they have not stopped making. They're full of bees every morning. I have to wait to harvest until the
Sylvia, I see you there.
End of the day because it's so full of bees and wasps and stuff in the morning. I just know I'm going to get stung if I reach in there.
Speaking of towels, though, we were supposed to get some more of those flour sack towels. Would you mind grabbing that one? There's one right over there. If you
I know there's one right over there. That's where I put it.
You ain't got to be a jerk. No. Those flour sack towels are just so versatile. Back in the day, they used to actually sell flour in sacks.
How? I don't know, because
I don't know.
like flour will go right through this.
Seems like you would lose it all. Yeah.
But they're really thin. And like if you watch the relish video, this is what I use to strain the cucumber and veggies. And this is amazing. I just rinsed it with the faucet, the sink faucet, and got all the little vegetable bits off of it and basically washed it by hand in the hot soapy water in the sink. It was great. Absolutely great. I've also found another hack that I'm going to try to use with these. And I'm going to do a video on that if it works. But like, I was supposed to go pick some of these up at Sam's today because our local Sam's has them. There's 12 of them for $13.
It's like cheesecloth.
It is.
It's about the consistency of an old t-shirt, like an old worn out t-shirt, because you can see through it.
They can't see through it.
No, you're not going to be able to see that, but it's like a fine mesh.
I like it better than cheesecloth. Yes.
Pathway says it's a different weave. Claude, that is an amazing deal. 99 cents a pound for ground beef because of the expiration date.
Oh.
Great find.
We got it for what, $3.20 a pound today?
We bought some of those tubes, the big tubes from Walmart of the ground chuck, some 10-pound tubes. Not the best quality meat, but at least it's not grown in a lab. So we did that. That's going to be in a video soon too. We got some footage of that.
Sylvia, this would work very similarly to cheesecloth. I've been using it to drape over bowls when I'm cooking or baking or anything.
You can use that to proof bread.
Yeah.
Just cover it.
You can actually use it when you're fermenting too. You can put it over the jars and it allows the airflow. The only downside is it will allow air back in as well.
So it's not the one-way valve.
Right. But there's all kinds of different uses for these things, and I'm loving it.
Might want to grow and raise your own food soon, considering what they're doing to the food. You know, when we started this channel back in 2018, and even before, when I started to wake up and understand, I really didn't imagine things to progress so quickly. Once 2020 came and the bug, um, man, it kicked in high gear, didn't it?
Oh, she said, yeah. Wait, straining berries for jams and jellies. The only thing I haven't done the elderberries. I haven't strained them with this because I'm so afraid that it will never be white again.
It wouldn't. The
So
elderberries have a strong
when I get some extra
dye.
ones, I only have like 4 right now. So when I get another pack of them, I may end up dedicating one for elderberries. But right now, they're just too pretty. I like it. They are lint free too, so you can actually use them to clean. They clean the stainless steel appliances really well, windows, mirrors, things like that. Um, According to the thing I read, that these are like were used for old, like diapering children. I don't think this is the same quite
Probably not quite the
material.
same, but back in the day when flour was sold in
'Cause-
flour sacks, the manufacturer, I want to say maybe we're around World War II. I don't remember the story. I don't remember all the details of the story, but I remember the manufacturers or packagers or whatever the case of the flour noticed that the young ladies were making dresses out of the flour sacks to save money and be frugal. So they started making the flour sacks in floral prints and selling the flour
Mhm.
in floral print sacks. Monica, hello.
Maybe never white again, but what a beautiful color it'll make. Exactly. That's one thing. I'm going to dedicate one of them to my elderberry squeeze strainer, whatever. But I like it because like none of the mash came through the fabric, and it wasn't. I could squeeze the cucumber and stuff without like really mashing it.
We have been eating so much of that relish too.
I know.
I had
I don't
never
like hot dogs.
I had never
I-
tried relish on a hot dog. The only time I had ever eaten relish before we made Miss Lippy's recipe was mixed into potato salad because that's the way my godfather Danny would make it. And based on your suggestions in the comments on our video, I tried it on hot dogs and I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I didn't know what I was missing.
I've eaten relish on a hot dog before, but I don't think it was a sweet relish. I think it was a dill relish. And I'm not really a fan of the dill relish as much. I don't know why. But the sweet relish is like a game changer. I don't like hot dogs, but I will eat a hot dog just so I can eat relish.
I'm gonna go back.
But Michigan Daffodil told me to try it on a hamburger.
I almost missed this
And
comment.
I'm looking for all kinds of different things that I can put relish on because that stuff is so amazing. I'm gonna have to make another batch.
I almost missed this comment. I'm not going to read it out loud, but I wanted to put it on the screen because I have seen lots of things about this lately.
Seriously?
In 2020, they were having to dump milk and slaughter pigs, and oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
know that.
it's real.
Wow.
Oh, it was during the Great Depression.
Told you
Started
not to
in
show
Kansas.
it.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know you tell me not to show it. You told me not to read it. You
Hey
said not to
Allison,
show
how
it.
are you?
Oh well.
We didn't do anything. What are you talking about?
Allison, hi. Welcome.
Tried the fajita seasoning. Only used a couple of teaspoons. It was pretty good and mild. Awesome.
Good. I'm glad you like it. We do have, in case you haven't been here in a little while, we do have these. Mind and Body Co. has been sharing our links,
Oh,
but our
chicken
Etsy
salad.
on our Etsy store we have these. We've made our own seasoning blends. Beausoleil is the green cap. That's the our signature blend, and Dockside is the same blend but reworked to be perfect for seafood. And we also, at this point in time, we have taco, which is it's a taco seasoning with a little bit of a Cajun Cajun twist. And then we have a fajita blend called Amigo. And these are available on our Etsy store. Thank you for sharing those links and reminding me of that.
Tammy said
memory.
sweet relish is awesome for many uses. Chicken salad.
Oh, duh. Makes sense.
I didn't even think of that. But
Chicken salad,
man,
egg salad, tuna salad.
That's what she said. Tuna salad, deviled eggs, and any meat that you want a sweet kick.
Grandma Karen, hello.
It is on. I'm going to be putting relish on everything. I'm going to need to make another batch of relish, or 3. Which I have a huge pile of cucumbers. So that's great. And I have enough. Still have enough peppers to make
ham salad.
2 more batches.
Never done a ham salad. Would you make a ham salad like you would like
Yeah.
tuna salad or chicken salad? Is that type?
You've never done that?
No.
Oh, my mama used to do that all the time.
Not with ham.
I'm telling you, my mama was like the queen of cheap. But she has 4 kids. And when we were all little, broke is broke, you know?
Well, for that matter, if that's the case, you can make a wiener salad. Don't go there. I'm not being weird.
Hey, we had macaroni and cheese and put hot dogs in it.
That's what I'm talking about.
So,
hot dogs.
And I think that's why I don't like them so much. Well, that and I watched how it's made. But
looks like pink pudding.
Okay. See,
Nanny Joyce, hello.
I haven't figured out the whole website thing, so Etsy is going to be my go-to because
ham salad, potato salad,
look up
tuna
poor
salad,
man's meal. Yeah.
Spam salad. I'm interested.
Oh no, not spam. Nope.
You just ain't even right.
I don't like spam. I don't know why. I just don't like it.
You know what? Whether we like something or not, if that's all we have to eat.
Oh, if that's all I have to eat, then I'll be outside trimming the grass.
I'll have to try to stomach an oyster if I'd have to. Oh, that thing.
Where are you gonna get that?
Oh, it's in the ocean. It's the snot of the sea.
You gonna walk to the ocean and go get an oyster?
It's 30 miles. Technically, I could.
Well, you go do that, and I'll go catfishing.
Allison says my daughter is here from Texas, and she's taking some of our spices back home for her husband to try. He likes hot and spicy. Oh, some of our spices. I thought it. Okay, I understand now. I see.
Oh,
cool. I hope he
awesome.
loves it. I hope he likes it.
I thought she was saying they're from Texas and taking Allison's spices home. I was like, that's not hot and spicy.
Ground bologna and hot dogs with relish, mayo, and onions on white bread.
Oh.
Sounds like ground bologna and hot dogs probably wouldn't be much different from canned meat.
Ground bologna makes me think of how a hot dog is made. Yeah. She said you get hungry, girl, you eat almost anything, but the relish will make it go down better.
Oh, that makes me
absolutely
think,
right.
I've had conversations with people in the past talking about like stocking food for preps and whatnots, and I remember somebody saying, and this is going to be like not quotes, okay, but something like, well, how am I going to have bread for a sandwich? Well, I'd have to raise the wheat and grind it and blah 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 to make the flour and all. first of all, we've got to change our mindsets. It's not, instead of eating what we want, we have to eat what we're able to.
Right.
You
We're
may
gonna
not
eat
want,
what's available.
you may not have a choice of what to eat, but as long as you can put something in your stomach's going to be happy.
And that's where the wild edibles come in handy. You know, there's been a lot of days where it's just me here, and I'll go outside and harvest just some Malabar spinach and use as a salad substitute because I forgot to buy lettuce.
Hi, Christian. No, we're planning a video for that though. Pantries, because it's like kind of spread out all over the house. But yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as it was. We just did some organizing, so it's not near as
Oh no.
disheveled.
Oh no, it's not bad at all now. Kate wouldn't believe it. You can actually see the floor.
Oh, that room was pretty bad.
You can actually see the floor.
You know how you have shelving and then something doesn't fit on the shelving, so you put it on the floor in front of the shelving, and then you put something on the floor in front of that, and then and next thing you know, the room is full.
Yeah,
and it's like you're reaching to the shelves, and that's how we had gotten. But anyway, it's much better. Use the spinach in a wrap form.
Yeah.
The Malabar spinach. Yeah, it comes in big leaves. Now, the bigger the leaves, the more bitter it is, but it's still palatable.
Well, I mean, I'll eat whatever, but I don't mind the spinach at all. I really don't. And it makes a great lettuce substitute on a taco or
hot dogs and fried potatoes.
Okay, what I call a taco is a shellless taco. It's more or less a taco salad.
Sheila says all this talk of food made us pull off the road to eat. The music and noise is so loud we can't hear y'all. We're gonna duck out. Okay. Have a great weekend, Sheila and Joe.
Y'all be safe, guys. I haven't had bread in years. I don't know if I could do completely without bread.
I've gotten to where I like some weird stuff. Now, my godfather Danny would slice a raw turnip and make a sandwich, because the man he would talk about growing up poor.
Well, not only that, but they weren't allowed to like hang out in the house when they were kids.
No, he said his mom would give them each two pieces of bread and said, "Go in the garden and make yourself a sandwich."
Yeah. If they didn't have tomatoes, it was probably fall.
It makes sense.
So the turnips were ripe. Glad I'm eating dinner during all this food talk.
You know, this week we've had some downtime, and you know, while taking breaks from doing all the work on organizing and all, and we've had some time to sit down and watch some YouTube. So we were doing what we were watching what we were doing, getting inspiration from other YouTubers on, you know, pantries
organization
and looking at other people's food pantries and stuff. And it was nice to get that kind of inspiration. I don't think I saw any, though. I didn't come across any that have the same approach that we do, which is a good mix of homesteading, like self-sufficiency as far as home canning and stuff, and prepping so that you can have the volume. Right. Purchase so that you can have the volume. So I think by us doing a video, we're going to include those kinds of aspects, and it might be hopefully it'll be a more of a standout kind of video, a little different from what other people are talking about or doing.
Oh, Adrian's talking about mac and cheese with hot dogs.
Oh yeah, that was easy.
And pork and beans with hot dogs.
Rotation is a challenge. I'll be sure and touch on that in the video.
Well, and that's one thing. That's one reason that we have a working pantry and then an overstock room. And what I like to do is I keep a few items of each thing in the working pantry. And as those get used up, we take from the overstock room and refill. And anytime we buy groceries, we put everything to the back.
Next thing you know, you're gonna be on an episode of the Hoarders.
It will not. It will not happen. I made him go to the dump.
We did normally. Okay, so we don't pay for trash pickup because we live within 5 miles of the dump or the landfill, and we do our best to minimize our trash. Food scraps go to the chickens or compost or rabbits.
Hmm.
You know, burnables like paper and cardboard. Obviously, we burn those.
Well,
Or some of it can be used for
yeah, some of it goes.
composting, too.
Well, it depends on what it is. If it's printed cardboard and like really glossy, or that waxy printed paper, then that stuff gets burned, which ends up going back into the ground anyway as ashes. But
Sorry
the
for my
extra
cough.
cardboard and paper and things like that can be reused. A lot of times gets reused as a weed barrier in the garden.
So based on all that, we minimize our garbage, and it's normally we'll have two. I've got next to the back porch. We've got two of the big brute garbage cans, and we'll
Ooh.
fill those in about 3 weeks.
Several cabbages that were ready to harvest, some carrots, yellow squash, added some thawing out hamburger meat from the freezer, and canned that up. It sounds like a soup. I didn't know you could can cabbage.
We did a meatloaf, or Amy did a meatloaf just the other night, and we had a yellow squash that was at risk of being on the counter for too long and going bad. So
I was actually
she
watching.
mashed that up. Or
I was watching YouTube videos, and that's where I got the idea.
Anyway, she included
I
it in the
blended it up
meatloaf.
in the food processor and added it's like shredded squash to the meatloaf. It was really good.
Yeah, cardboard to line the bottom of the raised beds. Try to stay away from the waxed cardboard, though, the shiny, glossy stuff. Sometimes some of it is even like coated with a plastic, which is
I
you don't
try
want
to
that
stay.
anymore.
Hey, Miss Lippy, the grand's here, so I'll be listening.
Good to see you, Miss Lippy. Welcome.
Lippy's got her hands full and probably her lap full too. We ate relish again tonight for supper, Lippy, and I am sold. I'm gonna have relish on all kinds of things.
Relish on all the things, right, Dawn? All the things.
Yeah, I try to stay away from that plastic coated cardboard stuff.
Heavily inked too,
yeah.
Right.
Cabbage usually discolors and grows stronger in flavor when canned. Unless it's made into sauerkraut or pickled. Okay. That's one thing I'm gonna start doing is I was watching some videos on how to can like beef stews, and
I just remembered what I wanted to go back for at Walmart. Dang it. The red beans in the can.
3 hours later.
Yeah. 3 hours later. No, the red beans.
I
the
forgot my
ready-to-eat.
freaking flour sack towels. I was so mad.
A can of tomato sauce.
Yeah, you can ferment
no.
Cabbage for 6 weeks. And it didn't take 6 weeks for us to do sauerkraut.
Well, to be fair, you did it in a pint quart.
Yeah.
Jar.
It was in a quart.
Back in the day, people used to use the big crocks.
Yeah, and that takes longer to ferment. The more bulk it is. Yeah, I like sauerkraut.
But
though.
if you ferment though,
awesome.
Like the pickles that we did last week.
I'm glad he liked them.
Or the sauerkraut. When you do the fermenting, it creates a beneficial gut bacteria, and canning that unfortunately destroys all that bacteria.
Yeah.
Just like pasteurizing raw milk destroys all the good for you gut enzymes.
She said Buddy enjoyed the pickles. Thanks for the recipe. I'm glad
awesome.
he liked them. I'm excited to share those because there's a recipe that comes in the book with the kit, and it's like super salty, And so I wanted something with a little less salt. But I also changed over, instead of using the non-iodized salt, I used the pink Himalayan salt. And I think it made some difference, but that garlic really takes away the salty taste a little bit. But those pickles are so crispy, and they just stay crispy.
I've been eating at least one spear every day. They're just good and good for me.
14 quarts of bread and butter pickles. Go.
And 10 pints.
Oh, I see. I have trouble reading because that little
Yeah.
heart is in the way. Golly.
Sauerkraut and sliced sausage in a crock pot for 5 hours. Oh, I bet.
Well, see, that kills the enzymes in the sauerkraut. But I bet the flavor is
That makes
amazing.
me think, though, that we could utilize that crock pot a little more if we're like busy outside or whatever.
Well, the Instant Pot has a slow cooker on it too.
Yeah.
So as soon as
Is it normal for brine to darken? Ours doesn't darken, but
it gets a little cloudy. Yes, it does darken. Yes, it does. It does darken.
Huh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
It does darken a little bit, and it gets cloudy. That's part of the ferment process. I've seen people on like Facebook groups that said, "Oh, my stuff got cloudy, so I rinsed all the brine out."
Oh yeah.
And put new brine. I'm like,
it is kind of dark.
But you screwed it up then because you took all the fermenting.
I just kind of shook it though, so that might be the dill and stuff.
Get your recipe together. Meat and veggies, can them at 75-minute time. 10 pounds of pressure for the meat. Some veggies might be a little bit soft. For the beef stew and things like that. That's what yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I didn't realize how easy the beef stew would be.
Yeah, whose video did you watch? It was Homesteading Family.
I have watched so many.
Yeah.
So many videos, like back to back to back to back. I was on a YouTube binge.
They say you can't can pickle eggs, but that's BS. Oh.
Oh, you can do it.
They say you can't can butter either, and we've done that. And yeah, we're kind of rebels. You do what you want
on some things.
Some things, yeah.
Some things, yes. Other things, I am kind of leery. So I will do a lot of research and make sure that.
All right, Miss Patty. God bless. See you next week.
It seems pretty safe before I even try it. I'm not a rebel.
Says I'm not a rebel. Some things,
like canning butter, I like to do. It's been great,
especially when it comes to
shelf stable
meat. We don't cut corners with that. With meats,
soup, stew, anything but no rice or pasta. Yeah, I knew that. And see, they say no flour too, but gumbo has it was flour and oil to make the roux, but there's such little flour in it. I think it'll be okay.
Is it flour that they say is unsafe, or is it uncooked flour that they say is unsafe to can?
I don't know. You're not supposed to put can with any type of rice, pasta, flour, milk, or dairy products. Yeah, so I'm part of a safe canning group on Facebook, and then I'm also part of a rebel canning group. So it's kind of like a blend of the two.
Beef and bean Cajun chili. Oh, that sounds good.
I don't like beans in chili. Not a lot of them. Some people put so many beans there's like no chili left.
Yeah, that's much.
I don't mind a little bit. So that'd be something that we could do, is can your chili recipe. That would be really good to have too. See, I'm wanting to can over the wintertime, like when we cook the long cooked meals, like gumbo, because gumbo takes all day. Oh my God, all day to cook.
Mimsy, so hello, darling.
If I can can some of the gumbo juice, I'm not going to recan it with the meat and stuff in it, but because the meat would just fall apart and disintegrate. But if I can the gumbo juice, then it's add a little bit of chicken, which I already have that canned.
Have a
And
great night,
then
Sylvia.
add a
God
little
bless.
bit of rice, and you've got a meal. You can buy the roux canned in a jar at the store, so I would give it a try. I can roux. I make the roux and can it myself. So,
You don't really can the roux though. You just
well,
hot pack it.
it's hot packed, but you
But
ain't
it's
getting
got-
that seal off.
But it's also got that oil layer
Right.
that helps to preserve it too,
I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant, damn it.
because of the heat transfer, and that will at the 240 degrees for the you talking about on the roux? I mean
Flour.
the flour, Miss Lippy. Did we try? No,
not.
I just found it again.
I thought it was tomatoes.
we stuck it with the tomatoes and forgot, but
They're all the same
yeah,
color.
I fully
So
intend
when
to.
I put them up, I put them all together so I would know where they are. Well,
I
every
wanted to
time
open it the
go-
other day and she wouldn't let me.
Darn
We
it.
had food planned. I'm being silly.
Every time I walk in there looking for food, like already cooked, I saw chili, but it just like mentally told myself it was tomatoes, canned tomatoes. I was like, well, I really don't want to make a sauce or anything right now, so I'll move on. And then he picked it up the other day when we were cleaning. He's like, chili. I was like, it is chili.
Shrimp off the menu. That's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. That's terrible. Flour, rice, pasta. It's best to get a food grade pH meter. This stupid little heart thing is in the way.
And
pH meter, and
you'll see it can alter the temp.
huh.
But see, I've done roux with flour. I wouldn't do rice or pasta anyway, because I mean that would be absolute mush.
Yeah, there's no need. Yeah.
Rice and pasta is super
Add that stuff
super
afterward.
easy to cook all on their own. That's
And-
why I haven't canned
And
any
actually,
beans.
and it stores so easily dry.
Right.
So
Well, that's why I haven't canned any beans. I will try to do some beans for you to take with you to work. That makes sense. But for us to just store jars and jars and jars of cooked beans, it doesn't make sense to
well,
me.
for that matter, I mean, we could buy those
Right.
ready to eat ones, and yeah.
See, Mimsy says I'm a rebel,
Right.
but still won't can rice, pasta, flours, or thickeners. So what about like a little bit of flour in like gumbo? Mimsy probably has no idea how gumbo is made.
Mimsy's in the south,
Maybe.
close to Louisiana.
Maybe.
I bet. Actually, by proximity, Mimsy's closer to New Orleans than we are.
The New Orleans people don't necessarily know how to make gumbo either. They put
That is
tomatoes
beside
in
the point.
it.
Oh, Percy's here. Good to see you, buddy.
I like chili. I love chili, but it's got to come with a side of cornbread. Sweet Southern cornbread.
Oh yeah.
Cases of black beans from the food banks we work at. Nobody wants it, but see, I don't like black beans. All these people talk about black beans and how great they are. I don't know.
What's wrong with black beans?
I just don't like them. The spices, easy on the spices there. Yeah, see, I'm learning that too. There's several, like sage is one of those that gets really strong when you can it for whatever reason. Do my gumbo minus the roux, and then make my roux to the amount needed and add to my gumbo mix and heat. How do you make gumbo minus the roux? chicken broth.
Look at Allison's comment.
Oh God. You need to do a video of the cornbread. Do we have one?
Probably should do a new one because
Yeah.
when I did that one, that was like when we first started YouTube, and it was such a
Okay.
dry,
I may have to try that.
uninteresting video.
Because I've been on the fence about it. You know, I want gumbo canned, but I don't want to screw anything up, and I don't want to kill anybody either. So much black beans, white beans, and yellow beans. Oh, cornbread must be bad. Oh, she heard me drop it on the counter.
Cool.
Cornbread is supposed to be soft like cake. Wow.
Oh, wow. Nothing else can plant the black beans or chicken feed goes away. Yeah, we did an experiment with red beans back in 2020.
Let me say hello, well, not hers.
And I want to say late August, early September, we planted a handful of red beans from the grocery store. We did a video on the beginning of it, and
we didn't do a video on the end because we all had COVID.
There was tons of plants, tons of a harvest, but we didn't do a video of harvest because we had COVID. And
we looked like death trying to harvest those things. We were so out of energy, but we sat in chairs.
We sat in chairs out next to the garden and just slowly peeled the beans open.
I should have kept making more sold it to repair sidewalks. Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
Her sister makes rules that the Braves could use for the playoffs. Damn. Bank comes out here once a month and dumps food in huge quantity. Oh, wow. Yeah, see, most people don't realize, and I didn't for the longest time, that you can plant the dry beans that you buy from the grocery store, whether it's lentils or red beans or black-eyed peas or whatever. I used lentils. I was growing them as like a fodder for the chickens. The chickens and rabbits love those things. They were gone in like seconds. It took me a week or so to grow the thing. And within seconds, it was like ripped apart in shreds.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to break the programming. I know it took some time for me and for you.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that the only safe food comes from the grocery store. The opposite is true.
Mm-hmm. Can up your red beans with your broth and meat and spices. Then all you have to do is cook up some rice.
My sister's bread shook my house when we dropped it on the floor. Oh my goodness.
Oh. Cornbread is too grainy is questionable. Well, what Allison's talking about is not grainy. That's like cement. Concrete.
Okay. That was weird the way he just pronounced that.
I'm sorry. She said I witnessed it on Marco. God.
Oh,
is your comfrey still going? The comfrey is still going. I'm gonna try to wait out the drought and the heat wave to start moving
Things are improving, but the comfrey is struggling this year.
It is. It's struggling because of the heat and the drought. Some of it is because we're struggling to keep enough water on it. But if I can keep the big plant in the front alive, I have a couple more in the front and a couple more in the back that are smaller. But I'm hoping that by spring, maybe even by the fall, as the temperatures start to come down, it should perk back up. And I'll be able to remove, separate some root cuttings and get them out.
I don't know if I'm familiar with lavage. Oh, is that the thing that you wash out your sinuses with? Is that what you're talking about? Is that?
Obviously, someone doesn't know how to make cornbread. That, but I'll get with you
No,
because
that's
I've had several people that are
lavage.
interested in some comfrey root cuttings. So, yeah,
First biscuits I ever made were used for ski. Oh my goodness.
my mom made biscuits. This has been years and years ago, but it was a great memory. She put them in the oven. We had a gas stove, and I guess they were like really hot. She was trying to toast them, I guess. I don't know. But next thing I know, she ran across the house hollering, "My biscuits are burning! My biscuits are burning!" When she opened the oven, those boogers were flaming, like literally on fire. It was great. We didn't eat them. I don't think the dog would even eat them. God, did you break your teeth? I wouldn't have even tried eating that.
I remember when Tyler, a coworker of mine at the time, stuck a pizza in the oven at the firehouse.
First time I made bricks.
His truck got a call, and he said, "Hey, my pizza's in the oven. Can you take it out for me?" I said, "Sure." And 30 minutes later, he got back, and I had forgotten about it. And he took out a black pizza out of the oven.
I'm gonna try to do some comfrey cuttings. And,
A breeze probably
hopefully
would've-
this fall.
Disintegrated that pizza to ash. Not really.
Then you stole somebody's pizza.
That was different, and that wasn't my fault because I didn't mean to.
If you go to the grocery store and steal something, it's still stealing.
I thought it was my pizza. I swore I remembered buying one,
Oh man.
so I bought him a pizza.
Wait. I hate that I can't see this.
Mountain celery?
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out what that word was.
Probably the lavage or lavage. I've heard of
See,
borage.
I was thinking borage, but she was making charcoal. Wow.
I don't think we're going to go all the way to 8:30 tonight. We've got things to do. I've got a lavage is like celery. Comes up every year and grows 6 feet tall. Like tastes like celery, and 14 times more nutritious. Wow. Yeah, I got to look that up. I'm interested in that. I don't think I've heard of that.
Wow. I'm gonna put plant next to that because if not, I'm gonna forget what it is and be like, "What?" We would use it for kidney infection from inhaling. Oh wait, for mountain celery. Huh.
That's interesting. I wonder if that would grow in our area. We're not mountainous.
Well, yeah, but Lippy's from around here. She said her Aunt Helen made it.
I'm interested. I like uncommon plants and natives because growing those things, if you think about it, if people are out scouting for food, if they are in need and the times are tough, then they're going to be looking for gardens. And if your stuff does not look like a garden, or if it's a plant that they don't recognize, more than likely they're just going to pass on by and leave you alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thoughts, at least.
Oh, got it from her sister that lived in Arkansas. Okay. Yeah, Definitely gonna have to look that up because that sounds really interesting. You gotta celery again and again. After it seeds, it comes right back.
Nice. Jerusalem broccoli? Nope, haven't tried that either.
I've heard of the Jerusalem artichokes, but I don't know how to process it all. See, I'm new to a lot of these
A slight
veggies and
citrus
stuff.
taste. Huh.
See, I wouldn't mind a citrus taste. I like anything pretty much citrus.
Built on the Rock found ginger and turmeric. You're gonna try planting it in tubs. Good luck. I know a lot of the stuff that you find on the grocery store shelves, as far as that kind of stuff, is it has a growth inhibitor on it, but it's worth a shot. I hope
If
it
it has,
goes well.
if you think it has a growth inhibitor on it, I found something the other day that says soak it in cool water with baking soda for about 30 minutes, and it removes it. You're supposed to be able to brush it a little bit in the baking soda water, and it's supposed to remove the growth inhibitor and then plant it.
Please do, Miss Lippy. I love awesome news.
Okay, now I'm eager.
I know.
It's like do do do. I can't sing worth a flip. Jerusalem broccoli. See, that's another thing.
Cancer free.
Awesome. That's
Hallelujah.
wonderful. That's amazing news.
I love it.
See, we did turmeric, and it's worked great. The ginger did not come up.
This is your third year, I think, with turmeric.
Yeah.
Third season.
Yep. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing, Lippy. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Does it show up on your screen?
I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. It's a little delayed.
It's kind of, yeah, it's a lot delayed. Called Buddy during a meeting. I bet you did. I want to grow horseradish too. I've never eaten horseradish. At least I don't think so.
Did you ever have the Arby's horsey sauce?
No.
Have you ever had wasabi?
Nope.
Wasabi. True wasabi, I believe, is a type of horseradish, but like the knockoff wasabi is just it's a horseradish, whatever is that's just dyed green. Don't leave before we all leave.
Well, another bit of good news. Abby applied for a job at one of our local hospitals last week.
For those that don't know, Abby's finishing up a phlebotomy course.
No, she's finished.
Well, she's finished with the course. She's doing clinicals.
She's working on her clinicals this week and next week. Just to get enough like hours of practice and stuff like that in. And she is absolutely loving it. But she applied for a position as an OR tech at one of the local hospitals because she wasn't getting any return calls on the phlebotomy stuff. And she's put in applications everywhere.
Oh, thanks for that, Drops. Wasabi is not like horseradish. I'm sorry. My mistake.
Okay.
Hello, Tina.
No, it's Memorial. But she went in for an interview for the OR tech and was telling the people there what she had just finished in class and that she had just finished her course, and she said, well, wouldn't you be better fitted in the phlebotomy position? She said, well, yeah, I probably would. She said, I would love it, but I haven't gotten any return calls on any of the applications I've put in. And she said, well, we have an opening as a phlebotomist, a full-time phlebotomist here at Memorial. And so Abby told her, she said, I would much prefer that job, but I'm willing to start anywhere. Basically, she just wants something. And she got a call back yesterday. They gave her a job offer, and she is through the moon. It's going to be a full-time position with way better pay than what she was getting, obviously doing fast food. But another bloodsucker.
Oh, wasabi is like cilantro. I didn't know
But
that. You taught me something.
she is so excited. This is like the dream that she wanted. This is the job that she's going to use to get her through the next 3-4 years of college. So until she can get her nursing degree and move forward from there. But this gives her experience and everything. And I think she's going to work like noon to 8 or something like that. So it's going to be great.
Yeah,
and this job offered full benefits too. So
yeah,
she is over.
I'm
the
looking
moon.
forward to her having a decent paying full-time job because she has been working so hard. She deserves it.
Yeah.
Working hard for peanuts.
Yeah.
She deserves that kind of success.
Oh, she is so excited, and she's absolutely loving. She's doing her clinicals at a little medical center, right there in Lake Charles, and doing great. She is getting along with everybody, from what I understand, and just awesome. She's really coming into her own. So yeah, the benefits to boot. That's great. I was super excited. As a mom, you always worry about your kids not doing, not having enough money for insurance, medical insurance, vision insurance. And there is so many benefits with this job, including tuition assistance. If, our tuition reimbursement is one of the benefits too. So she could possibly get some of her college stuff helped out with through the new job. So
oh yeah.
yeah.
Built on the Rock Homestead. Hire someone who knows how to read extra. I saw that her wrist has been broken.
Yeah.
And they didn't know.
They had to have known. Somebody didn't read that x-ray properly. Yeah. Finally launched my kid out of the door at 21. Yeah,
Yep.
We're gonna have to head out too, Canadian. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week, because I know you'll be here next week.
Next week we're going to be live on Wednesday. It's been a great visit tonight, so hopefully you all have a blessed week.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut it a little bit short this evening. He's got to go back to work tomorrow.
Well, there's still some daylight too, so I've got a couple of chores I need to go finish up outside. So,
oh, he's going to be responsible
guys,
too.
It's been loads of fun. I hope you had a good time. So until next week, good night and God bless.
We'll see you next Wednesday, guys. Stay safe.